Hey, what's up everybody? Joshua Casper back at you with Plugin Boutique, and I got something very, very cool to share with you today. It's called Bassroom by Mastering in the Mix, and it's absolutely incredible, super easy to use, and it's gonna help you get your low end perfect. What it is on the front here is a static band EQ for your bass. And you can see the different EQ bands here. They're color coded, and you can see where the frequency splits are on the left and the right over here. So from 20 to 0 hertz is this orange one, 20 to 40 yellow, 40 to 80 is green, 80 to 160 is blue, 160 to 320 is purple. What you can do is push or pull that frequency range to the front or to the back by giving a gain boost or reduction just by clicking and dragging, moving it back in kind of Z space. You can see here it's kind of a virtual 3D environment here, and it looks really sweet. You also have Q control if you really want to focus in on that band, sort of the midway point here. We can go up to really focused here at 5, or down to your more gradual Q with the 0.5 over here. Double clicking will set any of them back to 0 dB. And that's kind of the general overview here. But what makes Bassroom really cool is you can use built-in targets or presets to kind of narrow in and make your bass sound the same as particular genres, or you can actually import your own tracks for something that maybe sounds similar that you're aiming for and analyze that, and then that will set up target systems for you. What I'm gonna do is just go ahead and play this track, and I'm gonna just set this back to where it was, and I'm gonna bypass it right here, and you can just hear how much better this track sounds after I've used Bassroom. So that sounds absolutely phenomenal. So in the beginning, I thought the mix sounded good. It was super low end heavy, but I wanted it that way. And then after running Bassroom on it on the trap preset target system, and then adjusting, making my own kind of improvements to it, to the taste that I prefer, it sounds so much better. It sounds cleaner, it sounds punchier, and it doesn't have a lot of mud. So let's talk about how this worked. And before I do that, I actually want to point out, as I hover over the bypass button here, you can see there's this little arrow. You move the gain slider to that arrow so you can get relative gain matching. And that way, when you bypass it, you're not getting jumps or cuts in output level, and you could really focus on the change itself. So that's a really nice feature that's built in here. So if I come down here to this electronic trap, let's just change it. Let's say this track is more for hip hop, contemporary. And then if I play it, you want to focus in on these lines on the side here, these thick lines. That's going to be the target that we want to move these sliders to get this sort of EQ balance for the bass for that particular genre. So let's try that out. So even that sounds better than my original mix, and it sounds different than the trap version because it's a different style and different genre. And that's how easy it is to use. So as the music's playing, you want to have it on the hook or the drop where there's a lot of bass happening and like kind of the thickest bass part. And then you just want to move these sliders to hit those targets, and that's pretty much it. That's going to be your starting point, and then you can make changes as you go along. So the other really cool thing about this, if I hit the target button right here, I can actually pull in a track. So if I go ahead and trash this, click this, let's take Bully for You, and then we can hit the play button to make sure we're gonna get the drop part. So let's say this is the target I wanna hit. I'm just gonna select this part where there's a lot of that boomy bass, hit create target. It will say analysis complete. Targets are now set. Exit out, play the tracks. Let it play for a little bit, and then boom, here we go. Here are my targets set by that custom track. Let me just move things around here. The other one was really kind of bass heavy. It probably won't work for this track, but this is just an example. brilliant. So that's how easy it is to use this. So you can imagine by using professionally mixed and mastered tracks to set your targets, it's super easy using Bassroom to get it exactly where it needs to be. And I mean, it just sounds better. I've done 3 different examples right here in this video, and each one of the 3 make the tracks sound better in the end. And I'm super impressed by it. I'm definitely going to be using this obviously a lot in my own personal projects and for the tracks I do here for Plugin Boutique. A couple of other really cool features before I jump out of here. If you control click any of the bands, you can solo it. And also the GUI is resizable to really any sort of shape you can imagine. Here's a really narrow view, really wide view. Another really, really cool feature that I wish more plugins would actually implement. That's all there is to it. Bassroom is a very simple to use plugin, as I said in the beginning of the video, but achieves incredible results that are undeniable, as you heard already. So anyway, I'm Joshua Casper here for Plugin Boutique. That's Bassroom by Mastering in the Mix. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video.